Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spill the RT. I'm Eamon Shanahan, and I'm here with Josh. Hi, Josh. How are you doing?
Hey, man, how you doing? I'm doing well. I have moved. I have relocated. I am still dealing with relocation, but I am here.
You
We
are
have
in
made
your
it.
you're in your new studio. How cool!
Not quite yet, but yes, I'm in the house that has the new studio. How's that?
Excellent, excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing a very cool live experience of your studio in a future episode of Spill the RT.
There you go. We'll have a very special episode, a very special video
Uncloaked.
tour.
Josh Stein, uncloaked. I'm feeling kind of like a tennis major or something today. You know, I'm just going down to the park. I don't understand why I'm wearing my hoodie like
It's
this, but
true.
yeah, it's just
You
it's
look,
a look.
you look very like out to watch a tennis game kind of thing.
Absolutely. Well, I
Hey,
don't.
if it
What
works for
Wimbledon is
you,
when? It's like July or something. So we've a bit far. We've a few more months to go before that.
if it works for you, it works for you. I,
It
of course, am
does.
always dressed the same because why would I ever change my outfit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm serving, baby. Oh, anywho, before I totally go crazy, Josh, tell us what's happening on Spill the RD this week.
So this week, newsflash: Jerry Gogosian dead in Brazil, painting wind turbines to save birds. Study shows exposure to creativity slows aging. Kalshi enters the art predictions market. Kevlar-like silk invented, and AI Ansel Adams causes an uproar. All that and a brand new guest are up next as we spill the art tea. Welcome to episode 86.
It is 86. Very cool. That's
How about that, man?
that's a fantastic set of stories that we have
I hope
to
so.
go and explore today. So without further ado, let's bring in our guest all the way from America, like where you are. It is there he is. It's Aaron Ryan. Aaron, how are you doing?
Very good. And did I hear all the way from America? Is that
America.
what I
Yes.
heard?
All the
America?
way from America.
I actually heard the apostrophe in there. That was really well done.
Thank you very
America.
much. Where from America are you based, Aaron?
I'm from apostrophe Seattle.
Apostrophe Seattle. Okay. Yeah, Seattle.
Yes.
Seattle. I'm from
Seattle.
I can't not say the S.
Right. It's impossible. So I'm actually like full disclosure south of Seattle, but no one knows where Olympia is. So I say Seattle because everyone goes, Seattle. And
Oh.
otherwise they go, huh? Where's
Is it
Olympia? It's, he
is
says
it as
Seattle.
pretty as the painting, the Olympia?
I think that's a prettier painting, actually, but I'm going to just go. Olympia is darn pretty. It's one of the prettiest spots in America.
In America. Okay, well, everybody get to Olympia, Seattle. In America.
That's right. At the same time, preferably. That'd be wonderful.
Excellent. Is that close to you, Josh? There's my geography skills going.
I would say
Oh, we have a connection issue.
I would say Olympia is yeah, it's going to be what it is.
Okay.
Olympia is very similar to Eureka.
Very good, very good, cool. Well, we have lots of stories to get on with today, and
Yep.
we have a very exclusive. Well, it's not exclusive, but it's a breaking news story. Josh, what is breaking today?
Yes. So I don't know if you're aware of who Jerry Gogosian was, Aaron. She was a gallerist who became a social media phenomenon by creating this parody account of two different high members of the art society, let's say. And she ended up with like 150,000 followers on Instagram. It was constant. Back in the day, it was making fun of the art world, pointing out sort of the shenanigans and contradictions. And then she started on this downward spiral. And where that spiral ended up was in Brazil, getting some kind of facial surgery or some kind of surgery and drinking for weeks and apparently dying with a mixture of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Was that just yesterday that she passed away?
That
Yeah.
was Sunday. Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah.
So I do think I saw the article at Apple News. So iPhoneaholic here. And I'm pretty sure I saw that article just this morning. I don't know her. I don't know her story or her influency nature, but I did read about that. And it's very sad, of course. Very
It's
sad.
a very strange kind of thing. Apparently, though, like I said, it was on this downward slope. She apparently had been reported inside the hotel's restaurant the day before for being too drunk and exposing not just her, but the party of people she was with, exposing
Yeah.
themselves to other people in the restaurant. So this was
Interesting.
like a crash out that just kept crashing out, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's very
Exposing
sad.
yourself is. Never a good
Well,
way to
I
go out.
hadn't. She retired for the account like a year ago, and so I hadn't really spent any time because she had kind of disappeared from my radar. But then I went and did some searching, and there was a number of controversies and things where she was like crashing out over and over again on social media and causing all kinds of controversies. So, well, I don't know the specific details of this. I can say that the art world has certainly reacted with a lot of shock since the news was released yesterday afternoon.
Oh, well, it's very sad, but
Yep.
hope,
So rest in peace,
rest,
Jerry
rest,
Gogosian.
rest in peace. Well, on with a more lighthearted story, and into our
Yes.
first mainstream story of the day. Where are we heading to?
So when you think wind turbines, right, I
Mm.
think you know the common myth that wind turbines are automatically equal death for birds,
Yes.
right? It's
Yeah.
actually not that dire. It is not that dire, but they actually have a calculation of an average number of birds per kilowatt hour, which tells you how many birds actually kind of get killed by windmills, that they have an
Oh man.
equation for this. I know, whatever. It's insane. But anyhow, obviously, there are researchers who are looking for ways to stop this. And it turns out that the white we use for turbines is literally the absolute worst color to use for birds, not to. So, what they have worked on is painting them the colors of like dangerous snakes. Because what birds are afraid of, right, are poisonous snakes, because that's who will go after them. So, that's not quite the colors that they've picked. It's more like a black, red, green kind of thing. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, it's like stuff that will scare them away to keep them away from the turbine.
It's.
I would stay away from those. I would definitely. There would be no deaths of authors in wind turbines for sure if I saw that. Ugh.
I mean, some people don't really like the white turbines in their back garden. Imagine if they were these colors. I mean,
Yeah.
they're pretty gross.
Well, like I
When
said, the
you
one
drive,
these look because it's spinning, it ends up looking more like a circular target, right? Of like multiple colors. And so that's what helps to warn them away. And because the white really can't be seen against the sky, like let's say there's clouds, that's
Mm.
apparently why it's horrible for birds.
Ah,
So,
yeah,
interesting.
right.
that makes
To
sense.
me,
When you're driving to Eastern Washington, I mean, there's going to Spokane, for example, there are hills that are just dotted with these things, and I can only imagine just the bloodshed and the bloodbath that happens there with all of those things going all at once. It's yeah, but I don't know that I would want to. It'd be very unnerving to be driving along and like just be fixated on all these snake turbines passing you. Just, ugh,
I mean, I
I don't
think
know if I'd want that.
like in parts of California, you literally do drive through them through the East Bay. And so it's like mountainous range, and there's all these spinning white turbines all around
Mm.
you, and you're driving through them. And I don't know if it makes a difference whether they have paint on them or not, but certainly if there's less bird deaths because of it, that I'm in favor of, right? I mean, the turbines
Yeah.
Yeah,
themselves are so large, it's weird to drive through them regardless.
I feel like
right.
there's a public art opportunity here for artists to get funded. You know, I
Absolutely.
feel like this is a new ecosystem that we can try and get
As long
ourselves on.
as as long as you want me to paint them while they're on the ground. I'm not going up and painting them in the install. No, thank you. I'm good.
Well, I'm
Would you
afraid you
guys give me?
might. Go
Would you give
on.
me a second? GoDaddy.com, paintyourturbines.com, purchase. Got it.
Aaron's on it.
Mine.
He's already trademarked the business. I
Done.
Sorry, act now while supplies last.
Done. Check off. No.
Cashing in on the next hustle, Aaron. I'm loving
What
that.
can I say? Capitalist.
I feel like though, it will be easier obviously to do them on the ground, but like when they're in the air, who's going to be making up for that lost energy? I don't know.
Well, so there's I saw a video, people always put up these point of view videos on
Mm.
Instagram, YouTube, and this one was the person responsible for going all the way up the central tower. It's an elevator, and it takes like 40 minutes to go all the way up because the elevator does not go very fast, and you go all the way up, 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 up. And then you step out, and guess where you are? You're looking down on the universe, basically. And you have to be clipped in. I mean, I would get vertigo within seconds. No, I'm good. I'm done. I'm over.
Mm. You wouldn't be like a hot air balloon enthusiast now, Josh, would you?
You could offer me $1 million commission to paint one of these things in situ, and I would turn it down because I do not need that kind of death. I'm good.
Yeah, me neither. But I think the contest should really revolve around the things need to be in motion while you paint them. I think that is
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
mark of a true
Absolutely.
artist. If
Yeah.
you're able to successfully paint it, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where you win the money.
That's
That
performance
might
art.
work. That depends on how low the turbines get to the ground, right? Like if I could be in like something just a 20 or 30 feet off the ground and just
You'd be
sticking up a
okay.
stick with paint, right? That I could get with. That I
Okay.
could make that.
But if
I'd be
you
all
were
right.
like encaged in something and you had like little pier holes that you could put things in, but you were secure.
I'm no, I'm good. I'm
Okay,
good.
okay. Even if it was £1,000,000. I've never known you to turn down money, Josh Stein.
No, no, I'll turn down all kinds of things if the things I don't want to do. No, I'm good.
And
Add
they
him
don't
up for
even
that
take quid
shit.
here.
Quid,
Yeah,
of course.
they don't
Maybe
So,
even take
squid, but
quid
not
here.
quid.
oof, there you go. There
Boom.
you go.
Okay, go
But
on. Move swiftly along there.
speaking of creativity, there's a new study that just came out. This was done from the UK, actually. They did this longitudinal study of people who were exposed to what they're calling culture. And what they mean by that is everything from going to museums to like going to plays to participating in making music yourself, like anything and everything, right? And
Mm,
what they found is the more of this that you're exposed to and the more variety you're exposed to, the more of an impact it has on what's called epigenetic aging. And that's the things where, right, we all have genes, right? But the epigenetics actually controls whether those genes gets expressed in different kinds of ways. And
mm.
that's why someone doesn't necessarily automatically get cancer because they smoke. It depends on epigenetic factors of how their body is responding, right? So this is literally you can make yourself younger, you can age slower, the
Mm.
more exposure to culture you have. That's what this comes down to.
I'm going to be
I think
alive
that's
till like I'm like 100
creatives.
and I'll be 180 when I die then. Surely.
Well, I just like as creatives, to me, this is why so many creatives live so long, right? People are
Mm.
always like, how are people still making work in their 70s and 80s and 90s? Well, because it's kind of
Right.
like having a forest bath, right? Like they're constantly exposed to one of these things that's actually making them live longer by generating it
Yeah.
themselves.
Ironically, they earn the least as well, so their pensions are probably quite small.
And I'm a creative who sits at a desk, not around falling trees, as opposed to a lumberjack who works on falling trees. And so I imagine that the risk of death is probably higher over here anyway. So I probably would. The odds are in my favor of living longer anyway, just by sitting here.
That's
So
quite an
see, I mean, I'm
extreme.
still alive.
That's
I'm
quite an
still
extreme.
alive.
It's extreme. Maybe you might get a paper cut, Aaron. You know, that just might be what happens next. Although you probably type,
Oh,
you don't write on paper, do you?
no, not anymore. But I mean, if it's a paper cut on my neck and it's right in the right spot and it's spurting and everything, that would
That would be,
probably cause a
yeah,
death.
that would be lethal.
But
That would be
I have
lethal.
band-aids. I
Okay,
have band-aids at the disposal because I have 10 and 6 year olds. I have band-aids.
okay, fair enough. Have they got like little patterns on them, like Peppa Pig or something?
Oh yeah. Well, not Peppa Pig. That's so beneath. That's so 2023. But like my son, my 10-year-old would have Transformer band-aids. And the 6 year old would probably have cats and dogs or kitties and puppies band-aids because he's the sweeter one.
I love how our podcast goes to all sorts of extremes. Well,
Hey,
we're
you
all
talk
gonna
about
live.
culture, they got
Yeah,
culture.
we're all gonna live older because of art, and we're all gonna live older because of the transformer plasters. So you know, one ties into
Yeah,
another.
absolutely.
So moving on to the next one. Speaking of predictions about the future,
Yes,
do you both know what Kalshi is?
I know
Kalshi.
now, but I didn't before.
Kalshi is one of the two like betting sites, the big sites that allow you to bet on essentially anything,
Okay.
Mm.
right? There's Kalshi and there's Polymarket.
Hmm.
Kalshi just entered the art market by allowing people to bet on what the prices of things will go for at auction. So you can now bet
Mm.
on what other people are going to spend.
So if you've been
Interesting.
watching previous episodes of Spill the RT, you have all of the information you've had needed ever because we always talk about auctions on Spill the RT. So you got the history of
They
why
set it
something is
up.
doing well.
They set it up as a yes or no question. Will the
Okay.
Picasso that will sell at Christie's on this date sell for more than X amount of money? Yes or no? And that's what you bet. And
But
the
the
thing is, you're not betting against the house, you're betting against other bettors.
okay. But the odds must be fairly like, like basic then. You're not going to like win a ton of money.
I have no idea. I don't use these betting markets. I just thought it was kind of crazy that, wait, there's already the art auction system, which essentially is a kind of lottery to begin with. And
Mm,
now we're betting on the lottery itself, right? This is kind of like a number. That's what the numbers is. When you would bet the numbers with somebody, you were betting on the last 3 digits of the stock market that day.
everybody wants in.
But it's this like tertiary kind of betting, right? It's not
Mm.
actually based on anything. You're just like, well, this other stuff's going on. Can we make money off of it? I guess so.
Are you a betting man? Any of you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have time for it, and I wouldn't have the anxiety control level for it either. I once tried. I don't even remember what it was, but it was one of those like run your own IRA portfolio apps. And I mean, I was just funneling so much money into that thing. Like, oh, I'm making money now. It's because I put money in there. It's not making any money. It's because I put money in there.
Yeah.
And so anytime it would drop by like 5 cents, it was like, get it out, pull it out quick. So I would have so much anxiety bidding in those environments or anything like that. I wouldn't last. Paper cut.
Paper cut. I don't know. The only time we ever bet is like we've got the Grand National in Ireland, which is like the big race of the year, and it's like everybody bets on this race, and you put like £2 because you get a free £2 bet in the paper. You just bet on one of the 50 horses that are taking part, but like that's against 50 different horses. This is what I can't understand is the odds must be like fairly like slim in this situation. But I suppose they can't really make it any
Yeah.
other way, can they? But yeah, I think it's quite interesting. Everybody's getting their cut, isn't it? Everybody's doing the hustle.
Yep, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with hustle.
Boofing on. Right, into number 5.
Off we go to Tufts University, where researchers have figured out how to turn silk into Kevlar, essentially. This is really weird. They put it under pressure, and then they apply heat, and a particular amount of heat. Like they literally had to test this. Like too much heat makes it go bad. Too little heat makes it not form the right way. And they do this it's between 5,000 and 9,000 atmospheres. So this is under a tremendous amount of pressure that they're doing this. And then they apply heat up to like 350 degrees. And then it changes the silk into this substance that is like stronger than Kevlar.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, I changed my mind. I would invest in that. But only if I could have Rumpelstiltskin somewhere in the picture of spinning silk and all of that stuff.
There's all kinds of applications for this beyond the obvious of Kevlar in terms of like protection, but like in use for surgeries and medical devices, all different kinds of things. Because also depending on how long they hit it with the heat and how many atmospheres, it can be used and then it will dissolve. So you can use it as this super strong internal way of binding someone for a surgery, and then you don't have to go back in to take that out because it will just be absorbed by the body over time.
Oh,
pretty crazy.
Wow.
Amo always
I don't know
likes
if
a
I
good
want
science story, so I figured this was a pretty good science story.
well, I'm becoming a scientist now, so I have to get more interested. This is because of I've been inspired by you, Josh, to become a scientist. So now there you go, pursuing the MSc. I think it's really cool. I think also just from an artistic point of view, I just think the texture that is created is really cool. This is where I go. I go down the visual route. But yeah, it's cool.
I don't know if I want Kevlar dissolving in my body. There's something just that seems very unnatural about that.
Well, it's not actually. So it's not actually Kevlar, right? It's as strong as Kevlar, and it makes something that is equivalent to Kevlar. But Kevlar is carbon fiber, and well, I guess technically this is a similar kind of thing. It's just it's silk, which also is carbon based. It's just a different alignment of carbon atoms in combination with other things.
Would that be though? You essentially would be Wolverine. I mean, if you've got all this,
those are adamantium, right? Snake.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay, so I could have superpowers. Is this what we're saying here now? Okay, so
now I'm game.
Okay, so we can like surround because I'm learning about axons at the moment. You can instead of Mylin's sheaths, you can wrap me in silky armor. Perfect, love it.
Certainly, you go for it. Let us know how it works.
I'm here for it. I will. I can be the test subject, and then I could be like Spider-Man. Everybody wants his ass, so
So, speaking of,
we're not picking up on that.
speaking of enhancements, so there's a very famous Ansel Adams photograph, right?
Yes.
And most people know that Ansel Adams did basically only black and whites. He did very few color because the film was just not good enough at the time that he was shooting his photography. So
Mm.
almost everything is done grayscale. They're beautiful black and white photography. It's awesome.
Hmm.
But it's now in the public domain. And as we all know, when something's in the public domain, someone else can take it and do whatever the hell they want with it, right?
Mm.
So this gallery owner in New York produced a limited series run of pictures and prints based on a colorization. Show us, Amo, because you've got, I'm sure, the other
I
one.
do. I have the other one.
Colorization, right? That's all AI. And the gallerist claims human, it took months and months to get it just right. I don't know if that's true or not. The Ansel Adams Foundation, as you might imagine, is really not happy about this.
Yeah.
It's not in the public domain, right? So they don't have a choice about it. But the
Yeah.
reality is it's out there. And so I personally was aggravated by this. Like, isn't it bad enough that we have generative AI that could have made the picture in the style of without any issue, to actually then take the original and then do this to it? It just seems like just nastiness to me.
It's
Yeah.
I think it just takes away any level of authenticity that the original piece had, and this is something that really kind of grinds my gears. I feel like if can it not just live as its original form in its original form, and this is what
Well,
it is.
the gallerist the gallerist says, well, look, Adams would have shot in color if he could. He's on record as saying he would have done it. And this lets us see what he saw when he pulled over his truck that night and saw that moonrise. And the response is, no, that's not what art is. Art isn't perfecting what's there. Art is giving you
But
the best you got with what
that's
you
like
got.
saying Michelangelo would like to create photographs, but he couldn't because the camera didn't exist. So, like, I
Yep.
mean, you know, I don't know.
But
What's your
apparently
what's?
the big issue so the
Uh-huh.
big issue here is copyright was not renewed on this. There was a
Okay.
chance to renew it somewhere between like 68 and 70, and it was not renewed. And so that means it entered public domain, and therefore there's nothing that anyone can really do about this other than like the social approbation, right? Of like, let's not do this because this is not cool to do.
Mm. Aaron, I'm interested in hearing your view on this and what you think about this process.
Here's my view. So, as a voice actor and an author, both of my industries are really being attacked by AI. They're being eroded by AI. And so, one of the only reasons, or one of the primary reasons, I should say, that I pivoted back to authoring, fiction authoring, was because the voiceover career is really uh, being attacked by AI. You had
Mm.
the foray into the open market in 2023 of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and instantly, we've always had to deal with the usual suspects of lowballing clients, underbidding colleagues, the SAG after a strike, the economy, COVID. But then you had AI. Then you've got people going to Respeecher and Speechalo and Speech
Mm.
Ocean and 11 Labs,
Yeah.
and I'm being replaced. And I've seen our income drop drastically, and I've
Yeah.
seen our relationships with beloved production partners drop. And it's so, I mean, everything we've talked about so far has had like a humorous bent on it. This is so not humorous at all,
Yeah.
but it's real life. And so I wonder what Ansel Adams would say. I always wonder what the original artist would say to see what's happened. Like Ian Holm in Alien Romulus. They brought back his likeness. I'm sure his estate granted them permission to do that. But he's playing Ash, the android, now under the name Rook. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's such a cringe-worthy deep
That's
fake AI.
crazy.
Blech.
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones sold the rights to his voice prior to passing, so he's okay. Like he gave that permission. Val Kilmer gave permission to have his likeness posthumously used
Yep.
in whatever that movie is coming out this year or
Mm.
next. So no problem with that. I don't have a compunction with that. But when it's like when you're taking someone's likeness who has passed on and you don't know how they necessarily would feel, it's such a gray area, wild west
Mm.
of
Yep.
unregulated usage. It just scares me, man. So all
Well,
these books behind me, I want them to be undefiled and unrecycled in generative AI, but I know they're going to be.
Well, it just reminds me of the people who are into like founders language of the Constitution, and like stuff gets invented. How am I supposed to know that I have to worry? I was born in 1900. I couldn't even imagine there would be this thing called AI 120 years,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mm.
you can't be protected against things that don't even exist yet.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
this kind of, I don't want to say I was going to say raping, but it's a kind of taking from the past in a way against the grain of how most of these people would want to be represented, I would say.
Mm. Yeah.
But again, because it's in public domain, there's no control over it ultimately.
Right. I have two phrases. We talk about this constantly when I do podcasts because as a creator, it impacts me directly. And I love these phrases because they're both from the same person who's just an awesome person, like all around wonderful actor. But it's in the same series. It's Jurassic Park, and it's Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum, and he says two things in two different movies. One, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Right? Totally applicable to AI. And the other one is in the second movie, he's, they're all in awe, like looking at these stegosauri. Did I say that correctly? And he goes, oh yeah, ooh, that's how it always starts. But later there's running and screaming. And it's like, we're not at the Skynet level yet, but like, I'll be darned if we're not actually heading on that trajectory as we speak.
We're so close to that trajectory, and I think the former that you spoke of, like the should instead of could, I think is the biggest thing for me because we all can use it. It's like it's so convenient, it's there, but it's like you read something in a book that was generated by AI, and it's just you can read the AI. It's just, and I know that will get more sophisticated, but it's like
Well,
oh.
there's our natural transition. Boom.
Yes.
Aaron, what's about you and your book series?
How did we ever get there? Oh my gosh.
Bam.
Boom. Yes, thank you for laying out the red carpet. I love writing books and telling stories. I will never use AI to craft any part of any of my stories, and I'm really proud that I have not done that in the age of AI because it's I've experimented and I've done assistive AI, which I don't have a problem with. If you're having trouble generating ideas for an idea, that's a wrong word to use. Developing ideas to use for a story, assistive AI, that doesn't bug me. Generative AI, where you're actually going, hey, Grok, give me a whole story.
Yeah.
And you give it a few prompts and you copy and paste that. And then you go to Midjourney and grab a cover and copy and paste that, package it together, throw it up on Amazon. Hey, I'm an author. You're not. You're a capitalist and you're greedy. And I don't feel strongly about this point at all. But I love telling authentic human stories. And so Blood Echoes, you've got it there. That's my latest novel. It's novel number 50.
Wow.
And I put that out May 18th. That is my first overtly horror novel. It's kind of a tribute to Stephen King. What I love, and not a lot of people know this, is I don't know if you can zoom in, but there's a tagline on the top of the book, the front cover. It says, twins always finish each other's sentences, especially in prison. Yeah, you get it? Okay.
There you go.
So that came from a daily dad joke flip calendar. That tagline came from a dad joke flip calendar. I was like, oh, that's a good one. And I went, oh, that's a good one. And it just bled into this book idea.
It's got me intrigued. I have to say, it's a good tag because it's just like, what? If anything, just out of curiosity, yeah. What? And so this is your 50th book. That's incredible. What sparked you to write? Are you been writing since you were a kid, or like tell us about your journey.
So I have three origin stories. The first one is when I was, my mother and father were apparently doing something and I was conceived, but we're going to skip past that one.
Okay.
The next one is that's the true origin story, right? I was actually
I think I saw that video on PBS. I think I saw that.
Yeah, they were young. They needed the work. But let's give them their dignity. I was in a book club, or like a young authors club at 10 years old. I completely forgot about it. My mom sent me news articles and I was like, oh, all the memories come rushing back. But then in second grade, Mrs. Walker gave everyone an assignment to write a little novella. And it was construction paper, front and back. It was, 3-hole punch college lined paper, crude stick figure drawings. And I called it The Electric Boy. Cool. The weird thing is, life really comes. I just remember holding it in my hands when I was done and turning it. Look what I made. But life comes full circle because this book right here, if you're joining us visually, Forecast, is a 9/11 historical fiction novel. And as I'm writing it, I literally went like, oh my gosh, I'm rewriting The Electric Boy 45 years later. Because it just, I'm writing it and going, this is exactly what the kind of the premise of The Electric Boy. So, um,
Oh,
yeah, I've always loved creating ever since I was a kid, loved creating stories.
And when did you publish your first novel?
My first novel was an autobiography, actually, that I published in, I want to say it was 2001, and then I unpublished it because who am I? Like serious imposter syndrome. I was 20. I don't even know what I was. I was like 25 years old or 26 or 27 and going, there's not enough life there to tell a story of a life. So
it
I
was good that
quickly
you had
withdrew
that feeling
that.
about yourself, though. You know, it was good at the moment.
Yeah, it was like a reality check.
A
Just
good
like,
little tap on the back.
there's,
Oh, well,
yeah,
there's
this
that
is,
too. There's that moment of, oh my God, what am I doing in my life?
yeah, this page is not interesting. This is boring. This is a yawner. Like, throw it over your shoulder and quickly forget that ever happened.
So you
This
had,
reminds me of James
oh,
Joyce.
yes. Oh,
Portrait of the
What was
Artist as
that?
a Young Man, Stephen Hero, you know.
Oh, I love Joyce. He gets a bad rap sometimes. Okay, so I mean, I'm Irish, probably that little bit biased, but anyway. So you've done a couple of trilogies, but one trilogy in particular we have here that we're going to talk about, and this is the Talisman.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
So the talisman, yeah. Talus about it. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Talus about it? Talus
tell us
about the
about it.
talisman?
Tell us about it.
Nice.
I'm so
Very
witty
nicely done.
today. You writers are
Tell us
just
about the man.
you writers are just rubbing off on me.
That's right. Yeah, it's very, get that looked at, by the way, because you could get an ointment to like obscure that.
Josh is
So
not here for it.
I I really loved writing a 6-book saga called Dissonance. So
Oh,
of my
yes, we
3
have
main
that too.
sagas, yeah, Dissonance is my quintessential work. It's a 6-book hexalogy. I had to learn the word of alien invasion novels, and it just grew and grew and grew. When I was done, I knew that I loved the characters so much. In fact, the alien invasion that happens in that story takes place this Saturday. I wrote it in 2023, but 2026 seems so far away in 2023. And so the alien invasion actually happens in like 4 days. So get ready.
Wow. Woo.
But I
Sweet,
finished
good
that,
stuff.
and I just loved the characters. And so Talisman is a direct spin-off of the Dissonance saga. And it is the man who is, we've won the war against the Gorgons. They're the aliens. We, kill them all off. But there's still stragglers, throughout the grove,
Mm.
the world. We have to, there's rogues and we have to root them out. On the mission, he takes his wife, the protagonist takes his wife. She gets killed by a Gorgon. And so he's wandering in grief, and he's greeted by this UFO that starts speaking to him in his wife's voice and says, "We are the Aeterium Axes. We control balance. We're going to give you a super suit with glyphs and powers. You can teleport. We want you to save 1,000 lives, and we will resurrect your dead wife, Janine." And so he makes this Faustian bargain, this deal with the devil. And who wouldn't do that? I mean, I guess it depends if you really liked your wife or not. But like, he takes this bargain to preserve balance, begins this body count, reverse body count to save lives. But as he goes through it, he discovers maybe things aren't quite what they said it was going to be. And he gets pursued by this guy who has already done a deal with the Aeterium Axis, and it didn't work out. And so he's learning, oh, okay, this isn't exactly, and I'm never going to get my wife back. Spoiler. But it starts in Chiang Mai in this he's in a mud pile as a sniper on Earth. And by book 3, he's in the multiverse. And so I literally had an epiphany where I'm going, I'm in book 3 going, oh my gosh, I'm in the multiverse. And I'm an organic Panzer writer, so I didn't have any idea I was going to land in the multiverse. But it turned out really cool. It's sorcery, bad guys, good guys, time travel, superheroes, dark fantasy. It's got everything in there. Epic space opera.
Oh my goodness. What's going on in your brain, babe? Fantastic. So this,
And
Nothing.
oh,
how do people get a hold of your work?
Yeah, well, to answer your question, I mean, nothing anymore because it's in book form. So there's nothing anymore in there. I
there's nothing more in
offloaded
your
it
head,
or
but
downloaded it.
how do we get to your work?
Yeah, go to authoraaronryan.com. There's 2 sites. Authoraaronryan.com is the website. It's got all the socials and the interwebs links. Or you can go to authoraaronryangroup.com, which is a private and exclusive Facebook group. If you're an author, you'll learn creative tips there. There's giveaways, discount codes, news on the screenplay adaptations of Dissonance and others, and just kind of a great group. I get a lot more engagement in a group than I do in a page. So
Sure.
there you go.
Yeah,
Right on.
amazing. That's really cool. So we'll
Links
put
down below.
all of those links in our description below. And Aaron, you're going to send them all to me and to Josh, and we will make sure that we spread them, pollute the world with all of your fabulousness.
Pollute.
Pollute, because
Interesting word choice, but okay.
we can change the meaning of the word. Pollute it in a good way.
Yeah.
That's really great. And the release of your latest book is out now, also. Yes.
Blood Echoes, yeah, released May 18th. So
Brilliant.
yeah, that's my birthday. The volcano blew up on that day. I figured, what better day to write a horror novel?
Absolutely. So go check that out if you want to get kickstarted into Aaron's world of writing and his very exciting multiverse that happens within those years. So brilliant stuff. We're looking forward to sharing all of that, and we will pop all of those again into the description below. And that's fabulous. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Not at all. Not at all. It's been super having you. So we've come to the end of our show today. But before we go, Josh, how about you tell all of our guests that are listening and watching, what should they do?
You got to like, you got to share, you got to subscribe, send it 3 friends. But most importantly, leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Yeah, tell us about how crazy we are. Yeah, tell us if you're gonna are you gonna bet on the next painting or are you just going to create a new book for yourself? Let us know below in the comments. And if you actually just want to,
I would say, are you betting that we actually have an episode 87? Yes or no?
Oh, yes or no? It's the only way to answer.
Yeah. Well, again, the Gorgons are coming this Saturday, so I wish you both luck.
That's
The
true. We may not
Gorgons.
have another
The
episode of the
Gorgons.
Gorgons.
Okay, so if there are a Gorgon in your front, if there are Gorgons, see, I'm not a writer. If there are Gorgons in your front yard on Saturday morning, you have Aaron to blame. So, maybe leave the comment about that. Leave it. Leave the hate mail in the link below.
But still like and subscribe as long as time allows. As long as you're still alive. Make your last living move, your last living act, clicking that like button and then
Love that. It's not even Halloween. It's not even Halloween. It's June, guys. Come on, bring out the sunnies. Anywho, Josh is sending us out. Right. So we will see you all next week, as always, on Thursday and wherever you get your podcast from. Until then, stay creative. Bye for now.